Cris Sosa,
What's up, brother?
you fucking legend.
Come on, man. Oh, thank you, bro.
Good
I
to see you, bro.
appreciate that.
How are
Hell
you?
Yeah, I'm good, brother. I'm good. Damn,
Yeah?
that sounded cool in your accent. You're a fucking legend. That sounded valid, bro. That sounded super valid. Come on.
Mate, you just had an incredible night. I saw
did.
your post.
Oh, my God.
Tell me about it, please.
Dude, I'm still feeling it, man.
I bet you
still
are.
processing it. It was, you would think that, because we do this so much and, the hosting or Comedy Spot or hosting, like, we're going through these comedy nights, running it. And this one just wasn't a regular night, man. When I saw the flyer, because I found out with everybody else when it was posted. The producer, shout out to Lenny Penny, the producer of Yearlywood. She just asked for my availability. She didn't let me know who was on the show, nothing like that. So yeah, bro, yeah. So the flyer got posted, and I saw the lineup, man. Vladimir Camaño, Marshall Brandon, and Bill Burr, bro. God. I was like, what? Like, yo, I was tripping. Immediately, I sent her a voice note. I was like, yo, like, this is how we're doing it. Like, yeah, it was.
Wow.
It was super cool, man. And yeah, the night was incredible, man. It was electric. It was like vibrant. The energy was insane. As a host, right? Like you have to understand, like, it's a different hat, right? Like, yeah, you could do some jokes and bits here and there, but you have a responsibility to make sure that audience is jumping. You know what I mean? So that every comedian can go on that stage and do what they do for on what their responsibility is, like hitting these jokes and making them laugh, right?
It's so important.
Yeah.
It's and it really is so important to have good energy as a host.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a monotoned comic,
Yeah.
you shouldn't really be a host.
Yeah.
In my opinion. You gotta have like you know what I mean? You gotta be able to be just like, come on, let's bring it,
Yeah,
let's go.
absolutely.
I mean, you're fantastic at it. So
Thank you, bro. I know because you're on both sides. I feel like as a comedian, if you are hosting, you should understand, like, yo, you know how it feels to like get on stage with a host who is like kind of low energy, not really like giving them anything. If maybe they're not having a good set, you know what I mean? You gotta like switch the plan. You gotta switch the game. You gotta adapt and freestyle or talk with them, because you gotta do something to break them before you bring the comic up. Because then now the next comic coming up on stage, they gotta build it back up. You know what I mean? So for that show, I made sure that every comedian got on stage to an amazing audience, and that audience was just like back to back. Like, yeah. And so, obviously, everybody hit Vladimir, Tom Cassidy, Marshall, Chris Riggins. Like, everybody was just hitting back to back. And Bill Burr got on stage, man, and they're like stomping on the ground. Like, yeah. Like, it ended up being like that. And I knew about the surprise, obviously, right, with Dave Chappelle coming into the green room. They let me know, but it was like, yo, don't tell nobody. Like, it was just like people in the green room, we obviously knew what's up. So it was really cool to get back on stage after Bill did his thing, killed it, crushed it, like already working new material. His special just came out like midnight of that night, right? Already working new stuff. We got the phones locked up, like he's doing his thing, crushing. He gets off, and what everybody's thinking is like, that's the end of the show. That everybody's already like, that was enough, right? It was like, nah, we got a surprise drop in, give it up, make some noise for the GOAT. I was like, this man needs no introduction. Y'all are in for a treat. Give it up for the GOAT. Dave, and right when I said Dave, I just said Dave, and the fucking room went like, oh, like, shut up. It was like, oh my God. Yeah, bro.
Wow,
oh,
dude.
Man. Yeah, it was incredible, man. It was really cool. It felt good. It felt good to be in that green room and, be amongst the greats. And really, man, I you think, like, I guess, like, I was thinking, like, how those combos would go, like, talking with them and all that stuff. And they're really cool. They're humble. They're regular, man. Just like, they Dave Chappelle and Bill, like, they weren't acting like, they're better than anybody in the room or stuck up and like that. It was super cool, super chill. And I mean, honestly, for me, I was more like admiring. I was just kind of just like, a fly on the wall. And I also just wanted to make sure I was focused on my job too. Like I'm hosting, so I didn't really want to be in there being like, yeah, so you know, in kind of like trying to start a combo. You know what I mean? I just let the combos be natural, you know. And we spoke. It was, you know, a little small talk, but it was cool.
Awesome, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Congrats.
Appreciate you.
What a moment, dude.
Yeah. Oh man.
What a moment.
Yeah, it was super cool, man. It was awesome.
Awesome, dude. That's where was that venue as well?
That's at Second City, and it's the brand new the new Second City in New York, and it's in Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn, Williamsburg.
So that's a comedy club, Second City. I've never heard of it.
So Second City, have you heard of UCB?
No.
Okay, so these are improv places. So they do like improv shows. They'll do comedy shows, obviously. They do classes, so improv classes. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could really get this wrong, but it's either or. But UCB is more character improv or like the games, improv games. And then I think Second City is more of the character and writing. Mm-hmm. I think that's how it goes as far as like the strengths of improv. Mm-hmm. And Second City now, because I believe Second City, the original one was in Chicago, and then it went to LA. They have one in LA as well, and then now they have one in New York.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, bro.
So you recently also had a massive milestone in your life.
Come on.
You did a special.
I sure did.
Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Debut, man. Yes, sir. Shout out to Tubi, man. Tubi reached out with this idea of doing an original comedy special. They're now producing like original content, you know, Tubi originals. Yeah, so they had this idea to do a variety comedy special, introducing the new faces of comedy. So it was me, Daniela Mora, and Grant Moore. And oh my gosh, that really was. I mean, last night was incredible. I mean, 2 nights ago was incredible. That right there for my comedy journey, the special was a huge milestone. Like that was the whole process from getting the meeting to signing the contract, or even like the negotiating, like going through that process of with contracts. That was even cool to me. And then signing it, and it was just a different feeling of like, you know, we all want to work towards something, right? We're in the comedy game, but sometimes you can feel like you're just in this limbo of like just going through the process of understanding that, well, we have to stay on stage. That's the main thing we do know. We have to stay on stage. But when you have a goal like, oh, I have to make sure I'm prepared for this special, it switches a different gear. You know what I mean? Like now you got to really lock in. You know, which kind of has me thinking like, man, I wish I can just have the feeling of locking in just every time. You know what I mean? So it's not the easiest, you know, to do that. I'm, you know, just going to be honest about that. But when I got this Tubi special and it was time to lock in, that was a different beast.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that was a different beast, bro.
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure.
I saw your clips, and I've obviously seen your comedy a fair bit now. And you're very, I mean, first up, dude, you're fucking hilarious.
Thank you, bro.
I really respect your style of comedy. I respect you as a person. And I think you're a really solid comic. And it's going to just come. Like, you're going to have you're going to be one of the big boys with the Netflix specials and stuff. I've no doubt about it. You're a killer. So it's a great first step getting that. Well, not first step. This is one of many steps, but getting your first special. But your comedy style is insane. You do these act outs. You're very, what do you call it when you're...
Like animated?
You're very animated, and it's awesome. There's not a lot of guys pushing that boundary. But
Thank you.
Like you're kind of running your own race in that way, and it's really fun to watch. It's really fun to watch, and the crowd fucking loves you. Like every time I've seen you at Broadway, you're just killing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. No, that means a lot because I'm a fan of animated and the like physical comedy. Like a Dane Cook or a Jamie Foxx or Martin Lawrence, Eddie Murphy, like they're really good with act outs and being physical and using their body. You know what I mean? I enjoy dancing. I dance a lot outside of comedy, or, you know, I have family who are like, you know, pro dancers who travel, you know, the world dancing. So
wow,
I enjoyed the physicality of it. You know what I mean? I grew up boxing, so that's also physical as far as like your footwork and how you're positioned in your form. So I just apply all those elements to when you're finding your voice. When they say in comedy, like try to find your voice or your style. I just in these past years, especially being in New York, I've been really like crafting and finding like who I am, and you saying that is very reassuring of what I've been putting into it. It's like, okay, I have a strength in being physical. I have a strength in the act outs. I have a strength in like the facial expressions and all of that. So,
dude, and as I said, you're kind of running your own race. You're very unique. There's not a lot of guys that do that as well as you do. So just keep going, dude.
Oh man, thank you, bro.
It's fucking really impressive to watch. It's
I appreciate that, man. Definitely receive it. I appreciate you.
So how was the special experience? So what was it like, and what did you have to do to prepare yourself moving into it? Like, you obviously had your bits that you knew you were going to do. Did you put a lot of time and thought into it, or did you just kind of know, you're just like, all right, I'm going to just pick the best bits that I can for this?
Right. It's a little bit of both. Like you said, I definitely had my bits that I knew worked, but I also wanted to have like a through line, like a theme of what this special will be. Like, I understood that this is my debut, so this is my introduction to the world now, to the masses. So what do I want to tell them about me? And what was going to be my main theme? So my main theme was like struggling with my self-identity, or struggling with my identity. Who am I? Like, you know, but and that was kind of the contradiction of it, of like introducing myself, but I'm letting you guys know that I don't even know who I am. I'm struggling with that, you know, who I am.
Well, that's comedy.
And that's where it was coming from, of trying to figure that out. So, you know, being Afro-Latino and raised in Texas alone, just right there, is like, I was the needle in the haystack. You know, I was just kind of, I stood out, and nobody really knew what to do with me. You know what I mean? And so that put me in a lot of positions of trying to adapt to other people's, you know, environments and stuff. So whenever I figured out that, I was like, okay, now what jokes align with that theme, and then how is the order going to go? And the best thing that helped me was putting my jokes on index cards. I've seen Chris Rock do this. I've seen what is his name? I'm blanking right now. Seinfeld. You know, I've seen them like actually lay out the jokes, you know, and see it. And so I was like, okay, let me put the jokes on index cards, and now I can actually visually see them. I can reorder, show like, okay, this can go over here, or this can go, oh, you know what, this, and then try that order, you know what I mean, at a Broadway or Greenwich, like try the orders out. And
wow, it's a really good tip. I'm gonna take that on board. That's cool.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah,
just having the more visual aspect of just being able to
and then, you know, and it's cool because it's a new way to see your set, because, you know, when you see it physically, you're like, oh, okay, like, all right, maybe this doesn't really fit in this set right here. You know what I mean? Like, this could actually go towards another section, or this could go to another a 10-minute set. But for this 10-minute set, or this 15 or 20, that's what really helped. And I had to sacrifice some of my favorite ones that didn't make it to the special, but it was bittersweet, because it was like, well, that'll be for the hour, you know, because I only did 23, 24 on this special. You can catch on Tubi. Joke's on us.
We'll have the link on the episode.
Yeah, hell yeah. So yeah, that was like, well, okay, it's not gonna make it on this special, but that's okay. It's not like, you know, it's gone forever. I can save it for
100%. Yeah. Got a few in the bank.
Yes, sir.
Well, man, big milestone. Well, I mean, honestly, that's what you've just done is what all comics want to get to. So you're just knocking them back now, man.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, man.
Inspiring.
Thank you, man.
So you grew up in Texas?
Yeah.
Okay, you got to tell me about this, because you don't have the Texas twang. I can't.
Yeah, I got to be around a Southerner. I got to be around either a Southerner or a Texan to it'll come out sometime.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? or going back home. When I go back home, then around the homies, I'm like, yo, what's going on? Yo, how y'all feeling? Everybody good? All right now. Go ahead now. All right, go ahead now. You know what I mean? The ladies out there too. Boy, I'm not about to play with you. You better stop. You better go ahead now. Oh man, I just love the country twang, man. It's just a beautiful thing. It's heartwarming. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's some warmth there. You know what I mean? And so, being raised in Texas, it was like I didn't really understand that. It was just, I think because I was raised in a Latin household, I just knew that like in the house it was one way, and then when I stepped out the house, it was another way. It was like I was around like a lot of my friends, white, black, Mexican. Then my friends started kind of being majority like black friends, because it was like, oh, you're one of us. We don't know how, but you're one of us. You know what I mean? Like they didn't know like my nationality. They don't know like, what Puerto Rican or Dominican is. It's like you're light skinned. You're one of us. You know what I mean? And so that felt good, because it was just like, okay, cool. I found my tribe. I found my people. You know what I mean? So that's how even black girls, like they wouldn't even buy it. I'd be telling them like I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Mexican. They're like, boy, you black and Mexican. I'm like, okay, I'm black and Mexican.
That's what I am.
Right, yeah, got it.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah. No, got it. And just went with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I love it. I love being from Texas. I love being from Houston. I lived in LA, and now I'm living in New York now. It's I'm working on my third year out here now, but I'm always proud to be from Houston, for sure. Always.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And what's the comedy scene like down there in Houston?
Oh, it's definitely picking up now. Like there were definitely like places back in the day like that were big, but they shut down. But now they have like the Riot, they have the Secret Group, they have I believe one of our biggest comedy club out there is the Houston Improv. Okay. It seats like 400 people. Cool. And I started my comedy career in LA actually. So I moved to Houston. From Houston, I moved to LA when I was 19. Okay. And I started doing comedy when I was 20.
Wow, and that's young. That's good on you. It's the guys that can start early and they're so much better off.
Yeah, and it's crazy. I thought that I was starting late. Man, because I've always had this dream or this goal of like, I'm gonna be an entertainer. I'm gonna be famous since I was like 15. And when I was 15, I was like, all right, when I'm 18, I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna be the guy. And then it turned to like, okay, when I'm 21, I'm gonna be famous. And then it was like, when I'm 25, for sure, I'm gonna be on billboards. I kept like racing the, you know what I mean? Yeah. So now I'm like, when I'm 35, I'm gonna get married, I think. You know what I'm saying? It's like shit, because I don't think there's a number.
No, there's no number.
There's no number on it. You know what I mean? The goals switch up when you get older. But yeah, man, I appreciate it started at that time. So I guess to answer your question, where the comedy scene in Houston, I didn't find out until later on in my comedy journey, like after like a year or two being in comedy, I was able to like book a show at the Houston Improv. And I was like big, because I'm like, I'm going back home and I'm performing for my family and my friends and showing them like what I do. You know what I mean? And that was cool. And but I've been back home, performed there often now. But since I shot the special, I haven't been back home yet, and I can't wait to go back home and like headline and see that audience of like a new audience, and still my day one friends and my family, like seeing like this new, kind of like my wings have came out, you know what I mean? And feeling that, but I'm still, it's still marinating right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's still like brewing. So yeah, I can't wait to go back home and feel that for sure.
Oh yeah, man. Mm-hmm. So how long did you end up living in LA for?
I lived in LA for a solid 7 years, and then it was like on and off for like that 8th and 9th year. But because I went back to Houston during the pandemic. But, it was like a back and forth situation. And, I was there. And
was it always, did you always have your eye on doing comedy, or did you think you were going to get into acting as well, or singing or dancing?
Yeah. Well, yeah, as a kid, like moving to LA at 19, I just knew because I started doing theater in high school and I was dancing in talent shows. I was making like parody songs. I was doing YouTube sketches. So I just knew I was gonna do something. Yeah. I was gonna do all of it. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna act. I've done some plays outside of school when I graduated. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna. LA is the entertainment. I'm gonna go there and just be an entertainer. I found comedy. My buddy Jr. Villarreal, a child star actor, and still working out there, still doing his thing. But he blessed me with staying at his place, crashing on his couch. Because at first I was living in a hotel, but he kind of caught wind that I moved to LA because he also is from Texas as well, and has family in Houston and all that. So he reached out and he's like, "Yo, bro, like you're out here, man." And I told him in a hotel. He's like, "Dude, come crash on my couch and until you get on your feet." And that was a blessing, man. He definitely, and he showed me the ropes. He introduced me to his acting agent, so I got to meet a real legit agent. And, they told me, they were like, yo, they told me straight up, you can't move to LA thinking you're going to make it in your first year. Like, you're going to get noticed. Like, this is a 10-year journey, which is wild because it's like, I'm currently on my 10th year of comedy. Wow. Yeah, bro. Yeah. So I always think about that person that said that because I remember when they said it and I was in the office, I'm on the other side of his desk and he's like, this is a 10-year journey. And still and with my, naive and, being determined in my head, I'm like, I'm going to do it in 5. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, nah, bro. Yeah. And so, but he was right. And we're still going, you know? But, the LA was a great grind, a great hustle.
How did you find, I only really know New York, I don't know LA, so I can only compare or, draw conclusions as to what it would be like. But from what I've understood from people, it's like a lot harder. It's harder to do the reps in LA, especially when you're coming up and you're learning, because you've got to, there's a lot of distance between different clubs and stuff like that. Yeah. Did you find that, or what was your experience?
Yeah. So I didn't have anything to compare it to. I moved to LA, so I didn't know, what it was better in New York, all these things. I just knew, and I also had a car. I still have a car. It's just in Texas that didn't need one out here in New York, but. I was driving around. What the experience for the comedy was more of like how to get into the rooms. Like it was so like political. You know what I mean? Like so you got to know somebody. You know what I mean? To get into like the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store, and those things. And I was doing a lot of bringer shows, open mics, where I really found my home spot. My home stage was the Ha Ha Cafe in North Hollywood. There's an original one on Lancashire, and then now the new one and the main one that's running is it's still on Lancashire, but that became my home spot, and that's where I was like, okay, finally, I found a spot that I can perform every Wednesday at my guy Jack Jr.'s Workout Wednesdays, and then I was doing that, and then I would do some independent shows on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then I finally got Friday, Saturdays, and it was like, okay, cool, that was pretty consistent, and popping in. I got into the Laugh Factory by doing chocolate sundaes. Again, finding my tribe.
What is chocolate sundaes?
So chocolate sundaes is a night, a weekly show at the Laugh Factory, and it's more of it's the black audience. It's the black show. It's the urban crowd. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Black and brown. You know what I mean? It was like that. That was more of that was the sell. You know what I mean? And still going. I mean, they've been going. I want to say 20 years now. Wow. It's really it may be more, you know what I mean? But yeah, for sure they've been really rocking, you know what I mean? Created by Pookie, who was a big he was really responsible for putting the heavy hitters back in the day, like Kevin Hart, Cat Williams, Dave Chappelle, Chris Spencer, it was really popping. It still is, but I got into that. And that was also, they had a process of doing the first impressions spot. So the first impression spot was, it was the pre-show of the main show. So first impressions was you come up and you do 5 minutes, and they let the audience know, like, hey, this is a newcomer, or he may be seasoned, but they have to go through this process to, become a regular, or, to get into the rotation. And then did my thing on that one, 5 minutes, and then you get a graduate spot, and then you get 7 to 8 minutes. And even then, like, the graduate spot comes in, like, a year later. It was a long, like, waiting list. Now it's even longer, man. Like, I've heard comics say that, they got their date for their first impressions for like 2027.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? They signed up like now. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's a long list, but I mean, it gives you time to really work it and work your set to, kill. But yeah, that's how I was able to, like, really make that work. But compared to New York, man, like, I came out here. I'm glad that it went that way, because I came to New York already experienced. I already have the chops. I have the seasoning. Like, I just needed to find the stages to get on. And I heard about Industry Room at Broadway Comedy Club and found out it was a bringer. And it was like, all right, put your pride aside, buddy. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that. It's a bringer. Because some comics, you hear bringer show and you're just like, so you just get triggered, because I understand the feeling of like, I don't want to do no bringer show. It's like, yeah, because it's a hassle. Yeah. And then you also feel that you are like past that. You feel that you're above it, because it's like, you don't want to do that anymore. Like,
you've just done 7 years of comedy.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah,
I understand that completely.
Yeah. I was just hungry, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I really just wanted to be better. That's why I moved here. So it's like, I didn't care. All right, let me get 5. And I was working as a bar back, so it was perfect, because all my coworkers were like, yo, we want to come to a show. And I was like, perfect. There's a show I need you to come to this one. You know what I mean? All 5 of you. You know what I mean? Come check me out. And so I did it. And then I got some residency spots, and then did well on the residency spots, at Broadway or Greenwich. And I still intern there. You know what I mean? Like, and the intern spot is like, they call it an intern spot, but it's pretty much you're a comic, but you're also helping seating, and then you're helping cleaning tables in between shows, right? Which is another, like, humbling thing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, again, like, I have a comedy special now, right? So it's like, you look at your career and you're like, I'm this guy now, right? But here's the thing, man. I got that intern spot before I got the special. That means, like, every Thursday I'm performing 3 shows guaranteed, right? That means I guaranteed every Thursday I can work my jokes out 3 times in one night, and then not including the Fridays and Saturday shows. So, like, I'm averaging 5, 6, 7 shows a week. You know what I mean? Versus in LA, I'd be lucky if I get like 2, 3 shows in a month. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, I love it. I also, as you know, got the internship, but I haven't got a permanent day yet. But
got you.
I cannot wait to get a permanent day.
Hey, man, I let you. I reached out to you too.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I really do,
man. Like, because we all look out for each other. It's like a fraternity with the interns, right? So, like, we can hit each other up, being like, yo, man, I can't do Thursday. Can you cover for me? So. Yeah, and that's a blessing, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like, I can flip it. You know?
100%. But no, it's such a great opportunity. When I got offered that, I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, there's interns that, like, they've been interning for like 2-3 years, because how good of an opportunity it is. Because the goal is to stay on stage. That's what every comedian, even the vets say. Like, you got to stay on stage. So. Who cares about, like, oh, I'm not cleaning tables, or I'm not going to be, bro. That lasts for 5-10 minutes, because it's such a quick, like, process. They got it down. It's a system.
Could not care less.
Yeah.
I think, no job should be below anyone.
Yeah.
If you want to do something and that's the job you got to do, you fucking do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to find a way to just, it's just,
Yeah.
Man, I would do a lot worse than that to get spots on shows. I would, if they said you got to clean the toilets, I'd be like, all right, fucking give me the scrubbing brush. I would, man. I don't give a fuck. I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
And you're right. It's just all about getting on stage. So fucking, if you're not gonna do it, give me the brush. I'll do it.
I get it, man. Yeah, man. So it's that's what we're doing now, and still doing it. And I had 2 great shows last night. And I think because I've been riding off of this wave of like, I shook hands with the greats, and I felt like it was like an energy that was transferred to me. And I've been riding off of it, bro. Because, okay, so granted, like yesterday, I had to, 2 nights ago, performing with, the greats, and sold out show, right? And then last night, it's like I had to perform for, 12 people. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then run downstairs and then perform for, a bigger crowd, but at closing it out. And it was like, I was just going off, bro. Like, it was a nice one, bro. I was like having some nice bits, man. And I was like, okay, if I'm performing tonight. So it's like, let me just keep that, keep that wave going. Cause you know how it goes, bro. Mm-hmm. You have some great solid nights, and then you have some where you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I had one of those last night, man.
Word?
Yeah, I was at St. Mark's.
Okay.
The first 2 jokes got them, and then I was like, all right, going to do some new stuff. Mm-hmm. I was like, yep, I've really lost you guys, haven't I?
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get it back after that. People who watched, they were like, he was fine. I was like, nah, it was dog shit, but whatever, man. There's gonna be plenty more of those.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, man. I have them all the time, bro. Especially because I want to do new material because I've done the material for the special, so it's like I'm back working the new stuff out, and so I'm trying to find a new bit, man. There's no other way to do it. You just have to go for it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Go for the new joke. And if it lands on the first time, oh my God, what a blessing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it might be a curse because you try to find that same moment for the next time you say it. Like you say it for the second time and you are like a word off or the timing of like a beat off. Yeah. And it don't hit the same. You're like, fuck, where was it? Or just trying a new joke and it just don't work. And you just literally have to continue to carve it and carve it and carve it. And so it's a process, man. It is. We're doing it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
What else would you rather be doing?
Man, I don't know, bro. I can't see myself doing anything. Well, no, I would rather be in movies. I'd rather be, doing some, hitting these scripts and being in the trailers and all these stuff. But I think even in between all of that, man,
it's gonna come as well.
Yeah.
As your career grows with comedy, it's just gonna naturally come.
Yeah. I think
I could definitely see you as an actor. I mean, just to be able to be that physical, man, you're gonna get some great opportunities.
Man, I really appreciate that. I cannot wait. I'm hoping for it. I see it. I believe in all that, man. Like manifestation, visualizing, and writing things down. Like I truly believe it. It's just
there is no other way.
Yeah,
it's just gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time.
It's just a matter of time, man. And it's really about it's really just like not stopping, bro. Mm-hmm. How long you been doing comedy now?
This time around since June.
Oh, wait, like this year?
Yeah.
Shut up, bro.
June last year, but I did a bit of it at home.
Yeah.
I did it for like 18 months at home, 2 years.
And where's home again?
Brisbane in Australia.
Okay.
Yeah, but the opportunities there, like you talk about trying to get on stage. Like I struggled to get on stage more than like once a month.
Got you.
It was just
there
was only one comedy club in the city at the time. There's a couple more now. Mm-hmm. And
the Kangaroos,
brother.
Got it.
It was just hard. It was just hard to get any time there. So
does Australia have like places named kind of like that, like Kangaroo or like the Nemos? Do they have are they kind of? No. They don't do a play on words.
There's sports teams and stuff like I'm sure there would be a kangaroo sports team.
Yeah.
But I'm sure.
Right.
But we don't have any places named after animals, I don't think.
That's not like a thing, right?
Nah,
Okay.
That would be so fucking funny if we did. Oh yeah, I live in koala.
Yeah.
I live in kangaroo.
Yeah, come meet me over at the koalas. Check me out. I'm over at I'm headlining at Pandas. Because out here we're really like we're kind of hacky like that, right? Like Margaritaville,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's hacky shit everywhere, but it's all fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, I like a good play on words. So
Me too.
Honestly, I would pull up to a koalas. You know what I'm saying? Gotta make sure you're qualified. You know what I mean? Sorry, that was my bad. Had to throw that one in there.
That was really good. Actually, that's why you're a comic.
Come on, man.
So how have you been? How have you enjoyed New York? So how long have you been in New York for now?
Yeah, it's going on. I hit my 2-year mark in January. January 9th is my anniversary.
Nice.
And so now 3 months into my 3rd year.
Wow.
And it's crazy. It went by so fast. Like I'm already on the 3rd, you know? And it's been great, man. I love it. I love that New York is tough. New York is hard. It's it's definitely a grind. But the reward, bro, it's so rewarding, man. Yeah. Like New York will definitely try you and it will test you and it will put you through all these obstacles. But it's so worth it when you get an opportunity like opening up for Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle. You know what I mean? Putting all this time and you're like, oh, we need a host. Are you available for this night? And then you don't find out and you're like, oh, this is why, you know what I mean? This is why you are putting in that time. It's why when you're interning and all stuff, it's like you're putting the reps in because now you're prepared. Now you got it. You know what I mean? So it's very rewarding, man. You know?
There's so many opportunities here in this city. There's so many. And there's definitely magic here.
Yeah.
There's like a beautiful energy and magic. And I think when you harness it, it just starts working for you. It's incredible. I've never been to a place like it.
Yeah, man. And so you moved here in June.
June last year, yeah.
Man, and you're already hitting the road running, bro. I met you at Broadway and you were already doing your residency spots, right? You're still doing your thing there, and now you get, bro, good for you, brother. And this podcast, the studio looks amazing, bro. Like, I didn't know, bro, I really thought you like been in the game, bro. You got a little 5 o'clock shadow, like been doing it, brother. You know what I mean? That's awesome.
I'm still pretty fresh. But yeah, I've got I think it's a little bit easier starting later because I'm 35. I'm 36 in a few months.
Come on.
So I think there is an advantage to starting a little later and just having a bit of life experience.
Gotcha.
And you know,
are you married with kids?
I'm married, no kids.
Oh, word, no kids. Oh, you married?
Yeah, I got married.
Congrats, brother.
Thanks,
oh,
man.
That's why that shit hit for you because I said at 35 I got to get married.
Yeah, fair. I got married. Yeah, I got married in November.
Oh, word. So, congratulations,
thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, it's
nice.
a pretty interesting story. I actually met my wife 5 years ago.
Okay.
In Australia.
Nice.
And she's Australian, but she's lived in New York for 19 years.
Oh, wow.
She won a green card lottery when she was 21.
A green card lottery?
Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. There's a green card lottery. You can enter it from any country in the world, and
no way.
They get about 60,000 applicants a year, and they accept about 20,000 applicants. So about a third of people who enter actually get it.
What?
Yeah, no one knows about it. It's pretty interesting, isn't it?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah. Well, you're from here, so it's not.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. But I got some people in my family that could, they're doing the wrong lottery. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They're doing the wrong one, buddy. Yeah. No, we're not picking numbers anymore. Right? Wow, dude.
So,
okay,
yeah.
So she won it when she was like 21.
That actually pretty much is the time when I started doing comedy at home. Was about the same time I met her. So it was about 5 years ago. And then,
how did you? Oh, so you met her in Australia?
I met her in Australia in a bar.
Okay. She was like visiting, like coming back home
just for like she goes home every year for 4 weeks to see her parents. She just stays with her parents.
Yeah.
I met her at a bar, invited her around for dinner the following night, and pretty much the rest is history.
Oh, dude. Yes, bro. Man, I love that, bro. I love love, man. I'm a fan of it. I love being in love. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like it's a oogly googly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love it, bro. Yeah. I love it, man.
It's great. It took a long time to get there. Like she has been like the constant in this relationship. She's always been like, all right, I'm in it. But I fucked her around for pretty much until June last year. I fucked her around, dude. I've been a nightmare because I just came out of a long-term relationship when I met her, so I wasn't ready to settle down.
Oh, okay.
And she lived here and I lived in Australia, so what are you going to do? So we saw each other for a couple of weeks, a year, we stayed in touch. We still talked on the phone. And so we grew a really good friendship in that way.
Got you.
And then when we were with each other, we were more than friends.
Yeah, hell yeah, of course.
And, but yeah, I went traveling. I went backpacking through Central and South America for a year. And
with her?
No, by myself.
Nice,
so
bro.
Just backpacking a surfboard. And,
bro, you look like you would do that. Thanks, you have the look of like a backpack and a surfboard is all I need.
It's the time of my life, man.
Really?
It's the time of my life, yeah. It's a great time. Met some beautiful people. Have amazing stories.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a plan. I actually just went to South America. I flew there to do an ayahuasca retreat. And I had the plan of coming back because I was actually, this is going to make me sound like an asshole, but this is the truth. So whatever. I actually moved here to be with Mel. Okay. It was about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And I didn't have the right visa, so I had to do a border hop. Okay. So I was here for 3 months. I wasn't doing comedy then or anything. But I actually wrote a book. So I was finishing my book in that time. I was just working on that every day. I'll give you a copy if you're ever interested.
Yeah.
And so I had to do a border hop. So I flew to Ecuador to do an ayahuasca retreat, and I was planning on just coming back 2 weeks later. Mm-hmm. I didn't come back for over a year.
Wow.
Yeah. So I broke her fucking heart, but I realized when I was there, I was like, no, this is what I need to do. I need an adventure.
Uh-huh.
So
was it the ayahuasca that gave you that answer?
It wasn't. I think it was always in me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the ayahuasca certainly, it certainly gave me some more courage. I feel like it dropped some barriers, and it just made me realize, like life's you got to grab onto life, you know. And when your moment's there, you got to take your moment.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was there, and I was like, hang on, I probably won't get another chance to do this.
Yeah.
I've just sold a house at home. I had money. I'm probably not going to get another chance to just take a year off.
Yeah.
And do this. And I always wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
So I did, man. And I had no plan. I just went to a hostel in a party town, met some people, and then they were like, hey, why don't you come to El Salvador?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And then the next person was like, hey, why don't you come to Chile? And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And I just went around.
Oh man, that is so amazing, bro. I love that kind of stuff, man. Like, you know, who wouldn't want to do that? You know, like
exactly.
I love when, because you know, the people that I meet who have been around the world traveling like that, it's such an enlightenment. You can see it in the way that they talk about it, like with yourself too. I can hear it in your voice. Like there's like an enlightenment, there's an awakening. There's like, you see so much out of life and learn so many things from being in these different countries.
It definitely changed me as a person.
Yeah,
I'll never be the same again. And it was certainly an enlightening experience in many ways. I think if you're in life, your whole process of being in life is an enlightening experience, and you just go through stages of little enlightenments all the way through.
Right.
But in that period of time, I had definitely had strong, noticeable growth, and even physical growth, where I felt different energies within my body, and I felt connections with people that I'd never felt before. And I felt love for myself. I think that was the biggest thing. I actually started to really love myself.
Yeah.
And I started to even have dreams, because I've always had very vivid dreams.
Okay.
I do a lot of jokes about it.
Okay.
But I even started to have dreams about myself and looking at myself and going, hey, I really like that guy. Like, it was just a really insane experience.
Yeah, yeah. Nice,
and
man.
I recommend it for anyone. Like, if anyone's lost and needs a bit of time, go take the time.
Go get lost.
Yeah.
You know?
Get lost.
No, man, I love that, man.
I think I needed it.
Yeah. Do you think it's one is able to do that if they don't really have the funds? It's pretty tough,
You can do
right?
it cheap, man.
Yeah?
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but hostels around the world are run on volunteers.
Really?
They're all run on volunteers. There's generally a couple of staff that do cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
They're usually just locals.
Mm-hmm.
But everyone else that works in a hostel is volunteer.
Mm.
So you can reach out to a hostel. There's plenty of websites for doing this. There's plenty of backpacking sites. And you can message them and say, hey, I'm going to be here at this date. Can I volunteer? And the arrangement is you generally do like 4 days a week or 5 days a week. You'll do like a 5-hour shift.
Okay.
And you just sit behind a bar and serve beers. Or
really?
and you get all your meals covered. You get your bed covered.
Yeah.
So you're living there for free.
Okay.
So you can do it on a shoestring budget, man. You can do it with next to nothing. As long as you have enough money to get there, you can just stay put and not spend a cent.
Really?
And you can go all around the world doing this. Anywhere.
I didn't know. Wow, that's definitely a gem right there. And you don't feel like any worries or concerns or like any type of like being conscious of like you're living around like strangers or being around like
it becomes so second
I saw the movie
nature.
Hostel and it kind of messed me up, bro.
It does. The thought of it does because we're used to this thing. We're used to our comforts. We're used to our bed and we're used to our privacy. But what I've learned is you really get used to not needing much. And you get used to it quickly. Within almost a day, you adapt. We adapt so quickly.
Yeah.
You know, like it changed my whole perspective of living. You know, like even if I come across some wealth one day, like I'm not going to be living in a big extravagant place. Like I don't care about that sort of thing. I just don't think all these things make you happy. Like I can travel, if I can travel for a year with a backpack and a surfboard and that's it and be happy as a pig in mud, then I'm good.
Yeah.
And same with the hostel. I think you just get used to it. And it actually ends up becoming a very beautiful experience because you're bonding with people, you know, like you're in the trenches with them and they're doing the exact same thing you are. You're not above or below anyone. You're with them.
Yeah.
And it's actually a really beautiful experience.
You know, that's actually, I can relate that to getting on a train out here in New York. You're on the train and you're with everybody else is on the train with you, and it's just the same. It's like a sense of community of like we are all on this train.
Yeah,
we all have our own struggles. We all have our own hustle. Our jobs, like you know, you'll see somebody in a suit, you'll see somebody in a trench coat, you'll see somebody in like casual clothes, but everybody's on this train. So that's there. I could see the similarities there.
Totally.
Where it's like okay.
And some of these people on the train are fucking millionaires.
Yeah,
you know, which probably they don't even need to get a train, and other people need to get a train.
Yeah.
You know, you're just with everyone in all walks of life, and it doesn't matter because in that moment when you're in the train, you're all exactly the same.
Exactly. But then you get that one crazy person.
There's always one, bro.
Yeah. So you gotta be like, oh yeah, that's Mike, man. You know, he gets a little when he starts drinking. He volunteers all the time, but you know, yeah.
But that's life, eh?
Yeah.
Because nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like, and everything dies.
Yeah.
And nature is imperfect. You know, you look at birds. Sometimes if you look at birds for long enough, you see them fly into trees and hurt. Like
that's wild, bro.
Man, there's these birds that are all on the coast of Central America. They look like these pelican things. And they're so fucking dumb. They go in, they try and ride. There must be like a wind stream above a swell because they try and ride the top of the swell. Okay. It must push the air up because they all do it and they go across the horizon. Yeah. But sometimes they just are shooting too low and a wave just hits them. And man, you see like hundreds of these things just getting pegged by waves and like they're getting like washed through the whitewash. And it's like, that crazy on the train is just life. That's the representation of life, I think. You know, you got to have it because it's...
Hold on, man, real quick, bro. I'm so happy that you traveled the world and you went through that experience to see that, to share that with me right now. There's no way that like I would know that. You know what I'm saying? Somewhere in this world, there's some dumb birds flying too low that get caught up in the water wave, yo. Like, damn, you're a bird, bro. Like, go a little higher, my G. You know?
Exactly.
But
hey, but if you ever want to get away for a month, I've got friends who own a hostel in El Salvador. Okay. And it's a really beautiful place. It's on the beach. If you ever wanted to do the volunteering, and it'd be an awesome place to just head down, bum up, and write for a month.
Yeah, right.
Let me know, man. I'll give you a contact.
Hell yeah, dude.
That beautiful place.
Yeah,
it's it's like living in a mansion.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. So,
man, I may have to take you up on that, bro. Yeah,
I'm gonna do that. If I ever write a book again, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna just like hunker away somewhere like that and just do some volunteering.
I can see a few books coming out of you, bro.
Yeah, of course.
You seem like a guy. Well, one, you already written one, so that's already like in the chamber. But Yeah, man, you have a lot of great stories, brother.
Thanks.
You just threw one at me just right now. you threw like a planet Earth fact, bro. Like, and the way that you sound too narrating is crazy, bro. Like,
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no, that would be amazing, bro.
Thank you.
Good stuff. I would definitely love to travel, man. I haven't been out of the country.
Never?
I've never, bro.
Damn.
It's kind of embarrassing, man. I don't have a passport.
It's not, man. Because like I don't know if you grew up. A lot of people just don't have the opportunities, man.
Yeah.
And you've obviously sacrificed your 20s. You've taken financial hits to pursue your career and your dream.
Mm-hmm.
So it's completely understandable. But man, I didn't start traveling like I was 33 when I did that trip. I was 33 when I did that backpacking trip.
Got you.
So, and man, there's people doing the same thing. I met one of my like very good friends now. His name's Kevy. He's in his 40s. He turned 40 when we were traveling, and he was doing the exact same thing as me, man. And we met up again in Medellin and partied there. And we met up in a few places around Central and South America. And like, you can do it at any age. Yeah, like that traveling scene. The scene of travelers is like as accepting as comics are in the comedy community. It's like its own little community with its own little heartbeat, and everyone. It's so kind.
Yeah.
It's so kind and so warm and so welcoming.
Yeah.
Like, so man, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And plus, with the direction your career is going, you're probably going to be doing a lot of traveling very soon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've no doubt.
Yeah, I took the picture for my passport, so now I got to send in the application and then get
Good,
that
man.
going so that. I really do. Because I've had a couple auditions that were like, oh, yeah, this is shooting in Canada. And I'm like, oh, I don't have my passport. And the agent's like, ... Like, bro, come on. What are you doing?
Yeah, come on. I love it.
Yeah, come on. That's my boy Mike from back home in Texas, man. He always be like, come on. Yeah.
Shout out, Mike.
Mike, my boy Mike, man. Yes, sir.
Come on, Mike.
Come on. Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Traveling's amazing. I do. Yeah, I love it. I really do.
It's dope, bro. I've been to Puerto Rico and I've been to Mexico as like a baby, right? But other than that, man, like I would love to go to Dominican Republic, see my people out there. Yeah. I would love to go to Dubai. I just want to see like the big tallest building or the richest and what they got going on now, like these new projects, bro. I want to go to Japan. I want to go. I want to see the Eiffel Tower, like in Paris and all that. Like I want to do that. And do those things. So I can't wait. And
if I can give you one recommendation that you have to do, which I tell everyone, you've got to go to Croatia.
Okay.
And you've got to do Sail Croatia.
Okay.
It's like it's a week of sailing and just partying and hopping between all these like islands and like
what,
dude, it is unbelievable. So if you go to England and you have like to do or comedy in England or Europe, do it.
Okay, Sail Croatia, and I hear out there too. It's like it's also easy to travel to like other little countries like around there, right?
Yeah, bro.
Like,
You just jump on a train. It's so easy. Once you're in Europe, it's so easy to get around. Yeah,
man.
And there's international rail passes you can get, so you can just literally just go from one country to the next. It's super easy.
Backpacking, huh?
Yeah.
And you surf?
Yeah.
What? Have you found any places out here to surf?
I haven't. I've got a surfboard, but I really do want to.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do it in winter. I'm not. Okay. I'm like.
Yeah.
I love surfing. But
I wouldn't recommend that.
The idea of like, I did it. I did a trip down in Chile. We went all the way down the bottom, and it was like fucking cold, bro. It was snowing when I was surfing.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just a hassle. I don't know. Like it's always worth it, but it's still like you got to wear these massive wetsuits and gloves and I don't know. Yeah. So I will do it. When I get a car eventually I will do it.
Okay.
But
okay. So you will need a car to like
definitely
travel out here with the surfboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how were you doing it backpacking?
Like I would just take my surfboard with me and I would stay in places most of the time that had.
But I'm saying, like, how would you go? Like, oh, you're saying that you would stay in places that were like near a beach and stuff like that. Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy. Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I'd rent a house with friends and stuff.
Okay,
like I rented a house with friends at a beach in Nicaragua.
Got you.
Like
you know Cody Lewis?
Yes.
Okay, he surfs.
Ah, cool.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
He's a surfer, bro.
Cool.
Like he surfs. So he I told him, I'm like, bro, I want you to teach me, bro. He's like, I could teach you.
Does he like going
Yeah,
regularly?
he goes. I don't know if he gets down like when it's cold, but he definitely like during the summer. I've seen him one time like mad tan, and I'm like, okay, bro, you're out there getting the tan. He's like, I was surfing. I was like, surfing. He's like, yeah, I surf.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna have to hook up with him.
Yeah,
Thanks for
bro.
telling me
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir. Yeah,
Cool.
get with him, bro. Cause invite me. I want to learn how to surf,
dude.
man.
If you're keen and I ever go, you're welcome to go.
Yeah, dude, I would love to,
course.
man. I like I've always wanted to learn. I've only seen like as a kid like Johnny Tsunami, as a Disney movie that was like big on surfing. I was like, I would always want to. I've done like snowboarding.
Snowboarding's great.
Yeah, I've gone snowboarding, and I've never done skiing. I thought that it just wasn't as cool as snowboarding.
No, I haven't done it either. I've done a heap of snowboarding, but
I know skiing is dope too.
Yeah,
I know it's a good time, but it's like,
if you could be on one board, why not?
Yeah.
And it's just the way you move on a snowboard.
Dude.
But I don't know. People probably say the same thing about snowboarding. If they're skiers, they're probably like, fuck that, fucking go. Why be on one board when you can be on two?
Yeah, no, exactly. No, I'd rather snowboard. But again, it's from the same movie. You know what I mean? Johnny Tsunami. Have you seen Johnny Tsunami?
Nah.
Okay, so it's an old school like Disney movie, but it's a former snowboarder turns surfer. Yeah, turns surfer. It actually might be. No. I flipped it. I messed up. Surfer turns snowboarder. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But either way, it's like it's showing both of those the worlds of snowboarding and surfing, and I was like, I need to do both of those. So I did snowboarding for sure. And the wipeouts are crazy. That shit is like, when you crash on a snowboard hit that snow. It's okay when you hit the fluffy snow, but when you hit that like hard snow, you're like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, it's hard. I feel way more fear snowboarding than I do surfing.
Word?
Yeah, I think it's far more dangerous snowboarding.
No way.
Yeah. There's just a lot of people, that's probably the biggest thing that's dangerous because you're dodging people and people are trying to dodge you.
Right.
But then, like you say, if you fall on that hard snow, man, that fucking
hurts, bro. Yeah, it hurts.
That hurts.
But in snowboarding, you're in the ocean, middle of the ocean.
But
I guess you got that thing strapped to your ankle.
Yeah, I don't know. Like most of the time, it's pretty gentle.
Really?
Most of the time,
Okay.
You take a wipe out, but you just got to hold your breath, and you're gonna be okay.
You're gonna be all right.
You'll float to the top eventually.
Okay. I've gotten caught in a in LA. I've gotten caught in a what is that the pool?
Oh, like a rip.
What is it like? It was like
like a whirlpool.
No, not a whirlpool. Like I guess like before, but when a wave is like being created, it has that sink in. What is that? What is that called?
Yeah, like I know what you mean when it like sucks the water out.
Yeah. I got caught in that, bro. I was like that bird, bro. Dude, I was that bird. Maybe that's why I'm like getting triggered. You're like telling me about that bird. I'm like, bro, you're dumb, bro. If I was that bird that day, would have flew a little bit higher. But yeah, I got caught, and dude, it was scary. I'm not gonna lie. I took a nice little like I had to hold my breath, but I thought it was gonna be one because I was near the shore, a riptide. I think that's what it's called.
It's like a rip,
so I was near. I was near the shore, so I thought that it was just gonna be a good. I could just get back up, but I was still in it.
Yeah.
So the breath that I was holding wasn't long enough, and dude, oh my God, it was one of those ones that I had to step out, and I just stayed on the beach chairs for the rest of the day. I'm like, I had to think about my life on that one.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm good, guys. I'm cool. I'm all right. I'm cool. I was terrified. I'm like, fuck, that might have been it.
It is scary.
Yeah.
Drowning would be a really horrible way to die. Although I've heard it's really peaceful.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, from who? Who do you hear that from?
I don't know where I've heard that from. Probably not someone that's drowned.
Well, man said I heard it's peaceful, but I mean, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I've had some moments where I've like taken some big waves and taken some big falls, and I'm like out of breath, like scrambling to try and get up, which is probably the worst thing you can do. You should just like stay calm and just let you, because you'll naturally float to the top eventually. But I was like, when you're at that very
it's
end.
That last little one.
Like, some big ones.
Has the board like hit you? Like, have you gotten hit by?
Yeah.
And that could be dangerous too, right? Like it could knock you out.
But generally, I don't know how. It's almost a miracle, but the board almost never hits you when you wipe out.
All right, cool.
Which is crazy when you think about it, because you're so close to this thing and it's strapped to you. But for whatever reason, you're always like directly opposite it.
Got you.
I don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know how it works.
Okay. Cool. Knowing my luck, I get whacked, but it's cool. I definitely want to try.
Well, I'm gonna take you.
Yeah.
When I figure it out, when I can take myself, I'll take you.
Hell yeah, for sure. Okay, bet. So now I got 2 people saying they're gonna take me surfing, so it has to happen.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Come on.
So what's coming up in the future? What's the plans? What do you got? What do you got working on?
Okay,
what
so
are you
now,
moving towards? You want to try and do an hour soon?
Yeah. That's what I'm working on now. I'm also working on a one-man show. That's something that's been in the works. Cooking that up. I got the outline down and trying out these new bits. But that's also a longer process because I also have monologues that I want to do. I want to be like more vulnerable. So I have to find other venues that I can like.
So describe. So you want to do like comedy, but then finish with the monologue.
Even within like.
Oh,
so
wow.
I want to basically put all elements into one show. So
and dancing as well. Amazing.
Music and like just like light cues, sound effects, the visuals, like projectors, stuff like that to like really bring the audience into a world and then like have them go through an experience. You know what I mean? Like. Yeah, I want to do that, you know. But I also just for my comedy journey's sake, I want to also get an hour of like just straight stand up because it's like I already got my first special in, like might as well. And so it's like it's working. It's definitely multiple projects, but that's just where I come from, man. I'm cut from that cloth of like working on multiple things. Like I'm working on a pilot with my buddy. I have a feature like written out. I have like a variety show written. Like just you want to have. I've learned now through time that, especially as a comedian, we have to control our own engine. But you want to have material, not just like joke material. You want to actually have like you want to be a package. You know what I mean? Like we're all like drug dealers in this entertainment business as far as like what product you have, right? So. When they hit up a Cambird, it's like, okay, well, what else is what do you come with? You know what I mean? You have a book, that's cool. We'll check out. Okay, you have an audiobook. Oh, okay, cool. And you're working on another one. Okay, and then you have your show. That's like, so it's like this package can be sent out to different networks, and they can just review your drugs. You know what I mean? They can test it like, oh, that's pure. Oh, that's you know what I mean? They could just see what you got.
Yeah, you got to have your fingers in some different pies.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. You got
fingers in some different pies. I like that expression. You got to have your fingers in different pies.
You got to and there's just so much opportunity. Like people that are like, oh, I'm getting stuck or I need to get booked. I'm like, there is a lot of opportunity in this city. If you dial in, you keep your head down. There's so much opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool, man. So you're gonna do the special. That's awesome. What do you think? You're about a year away. How long do you think you're?
Man, I want to say, yeah, that'd be great. To even end the year with where I'm taping a new one.
Hell
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
man.
That would be beautiful. And just like keep that momentum going. You know what I mean? Of like, and what happens, and then within that year, the one-man show has already been cooking and being in development to where like when that special airs and I'm pushing that. I got another one coming. Like that is another thing that I'm learning is like that momentum is crucial, man. Like surfing literally, like, right? You catch that wave, you want to be on that wave as long as possible, right? Like going through that tunnel, or I don't know if these terms are right, but
I get what you're saying.
You feel me? Okay, cool. Appreciate it. Once I start surfing, I'll have better analogies.
No, I hear you.
But yeah, just like riding as much as possible.
It's an interesting point. I haven't really thought about it. Life like that, but it's true. When you're in it, you got to just keep going. You got to
stay in it, man, and ride it as much as possible. And that's what I was doing with this special, like hyping everybody up that I got the opportunity, hyping everybody up that I'm about to do the taping, hyping everybody up that like that it happened, and then when it's about to air. So now I'm hyping everybody. Like it's about to air. And then when it got to like 5 days, I'm doing like these images of like 5 days left, 4 days left. They're doing a countdown. And then it's just building it. And then when it airs, it's like now you really push it. I'm showing y'all the clips. I'm showing y'all just as much as possible, just showing it. And I've even seen a clip of Tyler the Creator talking about this. It's like as a music artist, you know, you want to promote your album every day, even if it's just your song, your single, like every day for like a year, like, you know what I mean? Or even longer. He's like, how can you expect somebody to like have interest in your work when you already lost interest in like the first like month or two? Like you kind of already. I understand I understand the mentality of like wanting to like go to the next chapter, but you still need to continue to show your catalog and what you've done. You know what I mean? I'm even learning that. I'm also speaking for myself because I also need to, you know, let people know like what I've done, especially now. Like now I'm gaining new followers, so I need to post, you know, stuff that I've done and worked on, and like show like, oh, this is where you see me from. Because some people I will comment be like, hey, aren't you the guy from All Def, which is a network that I, you know, was on for a few years, and they've recognized me from there. So they see a clip from my special, and they're like, oh, this is that guy from this, you know, from these videos. So I'm like, okay, maybe I need to do a reminder clip, you know what I mean, a reminder post of like, this is the thing that I'm, you know.
What was that, All Def?
All Def, yeah. So All Def is a media network that Russell Simmons started. Russell Simmons started like Def Comedy Jam, Def Jam and all that stuff. And so he did, this was like back in like 2014, I believe. And he started his media network, which became, I mean, it's still doing its thing, but a platform for all social media platforms, YouTube, Twitter, you know, Instagram, all these platforms for comedians and entertainers to, you know, showcase their talent as far as like sketches or social media, like short form, like long form content. So shows like Roast Me, shows like Great Taste. I've had a couple shows on there, Viral Sensations, Latino AF, and dad jokes and stuff like that. These type of shows. Cool. And so I was one of the guys. Like I was hired on as an editor, and then I got in front of the camera because that was the great thing about All Def was that the producers and editors and people a part of production were also comedians. So we got to be, you know, not only behind the camera but in front of the camera and do what we're doing there. You know what I mean? So that became like the thing. So
hell yeah, man.
Yeah, I've definitely gained a following and from the All Def like fam. That I'll still living in New York. I'll get somebody on the train who'll be like, "Yo, you're on All Def, right? Cris Sosa." I'm like, "Yeah." Like I've got noticed from.
That's sick.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah, man. That's gonna be weird. When the time comes where I'm walking down the street and someone's like, "Hey, Cam Bird, how you doing?"
Yeah.
I saw your podcast or I saw your comedy.
Yes, sir.
That's going to be a
Read your book.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean? Yeah, hell yeah.
That'll be cool.
Yeah, man. And you have a great name too, Cam Bird. Boom. Like boom.
Thanks,
quick.
Man.
Yeah, quick with it. You know what I mean? I only know Larry Bird. So Larry Bird and Cam Bird. You know what I'm saying?
There we go.
Cam Bird, and you're from Australia. Come on, bro.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Cam Bird. You know, and this bird knows how to surf the waves, and not crash, you know, flying straight into it. You know what I mean? Yeah, brother. Come on.
So you're gonna do the hour, and what else is it? What's on the future? What's on the cards?
So
yeah, what are you working on?
Yeah, so those are the things, man. One man show, working on my new hour. Yeah, the pilots,
nice.
You know, cleaning those up, and then like getting the pitch deck, you know, ready for that. And just staying on stage. That's,
hell yeah, bro.
That's the best thing, you know, to at least keep me, you know, dancing as well. Like I got hobbies outside of comedy, like dancing and painting and all that, and designing, or I'll even do sketches and stuff like that for social media. But anything that's like stuff like outside of social media, that'll be like my dancing or like painting or drawing and stuff like that to just keep my creative wheel turning.
Yeah, you're a true artist.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's and it sounds like you found it young as well. Like you knew early on in life.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, when I was a kid, that was, my parents arguing, or like I got sent over to my grandmother's, and, because during the summer, because my parents had to work and all those things, it was like, I'm just in my room, you know what I mean? Or I'm either like outside playing, or like, going to go get lost. And, I like riding my bike around, the neighborhoods and stuff like that. Or I'm inside the house drawing, Dragon Ball Z, or drawing Pokemon, or drawing, like, those were, my mother was really big with like arts and crafts. So she was like always doing projects with us, or like even the school projects, like, we would come to school with these big, extravagant, like, projects, you know what I mean? That, like, as a kid, you're supposed to just have, like, your little volcano that's like, maybe like a foot tall, I'm coming in with the big table. You're like, grab that in, grab that in. Grab that in. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All in.
Yeah, all in, man. And so I've always just applied that to everything, everything that I do. And I just love being in the creative world, man. Art is a beautiful thing. You know what I mean? Art truly is a medicine. It's a remedy. It helps the world go around.
Yeah, man. It's a gift from God.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and we're here serving. Being that service to provide these people art and laughter and stuff like that. So. Good for us.
And provide ourselves plenty of pain.
Yeah, no, exactly, yeah.
You can't have one without the other, though.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's why I'm not in therapy, because I'm like, can't fix my this is my main engine, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, if I fix this, I'm like, I'm going to lose my funny. I know that's not necessarily the case, for the therapists listening. You guys are amazing. We appreciate y'all, but yeah. I'm not ready to fix it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it.
I gotta keep it rocket. I gotta say, I don't know if people know this, the listeners, but the studio is exposed. You know what I'm saying? And so we've been seeing an entire. It's like St. Patrick's weekend. Yeah. I didn't know that until I got here.
Yeah.
But it's mad people and a lot of green. I didn't know if that's what you did.
I did.
Okay. All right.
This is planned.
Well, good for you.
Thanks, man. I got a show tonight at St. Patrick's themed show at the comedy shop. So
nice.
I thought, I didn't write any jokes about St. Patrick's.
I'm performing today. Man, I didn't even think about that, bro. I got a little grin on my shoes, but that's it. I didn't even think about it. Maybe I wanted to get pinched. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, we've been watching these people, like, they're doing this on the window. They're like they're trying to, like, we've been great, bro. We didn't acknowledge them for a whole hour and a half, bro.
A lot of people get thrown off. They're like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay attention. I'm like, no, trust me. Once you lock in,
it's not hard at all. No, it's not hard at all. Yeah. No, it's cool. It actually feels cool. We feel it. We're important people.
I love this place. I really do. It's such a blessing. My wife found this studio, and and they've been good to me. It's funny, like, everything has been happening so beautifully. Like, the day that the studio called me and said, hey, we want to give you permanent slots. We're going to give you the 4 permanent slots you asked for a week. Because at first they said no. They're like, no, we don't do that. And now they do. The same day they called me to give me that, I found an editor that is now my editor that does all my clips and does it. And and he's amazing. And I found him through a friend. He's an Indian guy, so I pretty much have him working for me full time now.
Okay.
And he's amazing. He's a young kid. He's just so clever and he's so brilliant. And he's in. Yeah. Like, he's locked in. He sees the vision.
He's in the end.
Yeah.
So. Okay, sorry. My bad.
Dude, you can't get rid of the comedy.
I'm like, no. These low hangers, I have to throw them. My mom is so witty. My mom is so witty. So she will she will throw a pun at me any chance that she gets, bro. Yeah, no, she's cooking eggs, forget about it. Because she'll be making eggs and she'll just be like, I'm like, oh, we're having eggs. She's like, exactly. Oh my gosh, And then I have to throw one back at her, because then now it's a battle. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, now you're exaggerating. She's like, don't get too egg-sided. My mom is like pun queen, yo. Yeah, she got it.
Awesome, dude. Shout out to your mom.
Yeah, man. So any chance I get, I got to throw these little low hangers. So,
do it, bro.
But they're fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love a good pun.
Fuck yeah.
Yes, sir.
But no, it's good, man. I love this place. We're lucky.
Yeah, this is beautiful, bro. This is cool, man. What about you, brother? What you got cooking?
What about cooking? Listen, I'm in this for the long haul, so I'm gonna push this pretty hard. As I said, I've got the permanent slots down in the studio. I've got the podcast booked up till pretty much the end of June now. I've got everything booked up. And my goal is to just grow this and keep people like you, friends, on repeat, so like we sort of all grow together.
Yeah.
Especially guys in more, I mean, you're a lot further in the career than me, but especially guys that are in the sort of the same realm that I'm in, because I think it's going to be a really interesting journey watching us all grow. And then in 10 years' time, we're all doing specials and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I want to sort of do this. I want to do this. I really
that's awesome, bro.
I really love it. And then comedy, like I'm very grateful. I've been very lucky. I've been getting like quite a lot of spots, and I've got a few regular spots like Broadway and St. Mark's that are giving me like I'm nearly getting the show every day now.
Good for you,
which is amazing. So I'm just going to keep my comedy journey, keep working hard, but that's just a slow thing. I see it like I just need time. You know, I just need to give myself the time as well, and just keep going with it. Yeah. But I love it. So I found the two things that I love doing, and this is what I'm going to be doing now.
Dope,
this is
bro.
it. Yeah.
I started a podcast. I'm only doing 20 minutes. My theory was that my special was 20 minutes. So if I was able to have your attention for 20, I can keep your attention for this 20 for that. Start at 20 and then I'll build. But I'm a few episodes in. It's a baby. It's a little baby. But I got my next episode telling the story about the Chappelle and Bill Burr night. So that's dropping tomorrow. Today is Saturday. I don't know when this is going to drop.
This will be probably 2 weeks.
Okay, cool. So
but definitely
it'll be up. It'll be up by the time this airs. But
give everyone your socials now.
Yeah, now's a good time. Check me out, man, on all social medias at Cristino Sosa, Cristino Sosa, Sammy Sosa, like Sammy Sosa, and it's on YouTube. Check it out. It's called Tap In with Cris Sosa.
That's your podcast?
Tap In.
Oh yeah, man.
Tap In with me.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you, man.
That's a sick name.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. You know, whenever I'm on the phone with like anybody from my crew and stuff like that, like I let them know, or they let me know, like I'm tapped in right now. I got to tap in. You know what I mean? Or thank you for tapping in with me. You know what I mean? Like when people like tap in with me to check on me, just see like how I'm doing, or vice versa. It's a tap in. That's
beautiful, man.
Yeah, so come tap in with me, you know, and hear some stories, and I go a little bit more in depth with the story with the Bill Burr and all that, how they went down. Oh my gosh, she's so pretty.
I think I know her. I think she's
word?
She's come to a couple of shows at St. Mark's before.
Oh, nice. So, come on.
We'll see.
Yeah, this is a really like cool area, bro. Yeah. Like I'm actually looking forward to seeing this build, because you know you will eventually have like you'll have like a Joe Coy, you know what I mean? You'll have like, you know, a big like heavy hitters here, a Bill Burr, a Chappelle. I'm gonna throw this out for you. And
thank you, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. And you have this display, so imagine, bro, you're gonna act like there's gonna be mad people right here.
You're gonna need to get security at the door, man.
Dude, that's gonna be dope, bro. That's gonna be dope, man. You're gonna have a lot of people coming checking this out, bro.
Thanks, man.
You're just gonna mess up traffic. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be on the streets and stuff. So
thank you, dude.
No, I think
I
it's
really
super
appreciate
cool,
it. I really believe in it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Thanks,
bro.
man.
Yeah, this was a great time.
We're gonna do plenty more.
Come on.
So have you got your socials out? We know everything. We're good.
Yeah,
the audience knows. I'm going to also have that on the show notes. So, guys, if you're not already, follow this motherfucker. He is an absolute legend, Cris Sosa. He's incredibly funny. He's incredibly talented. He's one of the best comics I've seen in New York since I've been here.
Let's go.
And it's been an absolute pleasure, man. I'm really glad we're doing this. I'm glad we've met. I'm glad we get to go down this journey together, bro.
Same, bro. It's been a pleasure, man. I'm happy that we met, bro. If I knew you were a great guy just off of your aura. Aura is the new word that everybody's saying now. Is you have a great aura, man. We met in the lobby of Broadway Comedy Club. We're on the same show, and so it was great chopping it up with you. And I knew that I wanted to be on here. I hate that I'm just gonna call myself out. I hate that I missed the last one that you originally scheduled me for. But I made sure I'm coming next whichever date that you had, I'm coming. And
it was just as much my fault. I have a responsibility to message people and say, hey, reminder, because people forget. We made the plan like a month prior.
Yeah.
And I didn't. I dropped the ball. I've been I've been drinking more than I should be lately. I've had I'm gonna stop, but
comedy life, man.
Yeah.
It'll get you. You know those drink tickets, man.
It's just the late nights, you know. Like I don't get home till like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and I'm always feel like I'm like behind the 8 ball a little bit. I don't know if you can relate.
Oh, I know.
So I'm still trying to get my rhythm. It was definitely not your fault, but I appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah,
man.
no, for sure, man. I'm so happy that I came on, and this was a great time, man. And we can just keep chopping it up, bro.
Yeah, dude.
It's a great convo with you, man. And I would love to hear more stories, bro. So anytime you want me to hop on, bro,
I'd love that. We're gonna do plenty more.
Come on.
Yeah.
My man.
All right, see you on the next one, guys. Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode of Going After It with Cam Bird. Produced by Cam Bird. Podcast edited by Calpit. Music by Brian Rigby. If you've enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe. And if you can, get after it.